does a lot to actually drive people to the live. So just engagement, if you guys don't mind. So again, keep tapping the screen, share the live. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 8,000 likes. Share the live maybe once or twice, right? Once or twice is perfect, but more than sharing the live, the most important thing that we can do is actually repost the live. Reposting the live helps a ton. So please, please, please share it maybe once or twice, but absolutely repost the live. Send your daily heart me because it's only one coin. It's only one coin and it boosts the live, and then knock out the daily gift goal, which is right now the love you very much. We only got what, 14 left of those. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Purple. Dragon, you said it's 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Where are you? Caliber, good morning. X-Band, good morning. Yes, Vash, thank you for saying that. If you're over on the Twitch, right? FYI, if you're over on Twitch, I got the Discord link set up. And so if you're a subscriber over on Twitch, you should be able to do just like the subscribers on TikTok or YouTube. Just go through your subscription and it should be listed as a benefit for your subscription. So you should be able to get into the actual Discord now if you're a subscriber on Twitch, YouTube, or Instagram. I'm sorry, Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok, no matter where you are. So all you have to do is actually click that link and it will get you into the Discord. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. But like I said, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. Ooh, that's no good. That's no good. How do I stop that sound? Give me a second, guys, because that's no good. I do not want that. Oh, I do not want that sound. Oh, hold on. Notifications, sounds, boom, boom. Okay. Whew. All right. You guys know, like, I'm such a creature of habit, and like certain things throw me off. And so I had to uninstall and reinstall like my an app because I wasn't getting notifications, right? And so I just uploaded that this morning and I didn't adjust the settings back. And since I didn't adjust the settings back, then it, start playing sound notifications. I don't know if anyone else is like this or if it's just a me thing, but I turned like the sound off on my phone. I turned that off on my phone back in 2006, right? I think I turned the sound off on my phone in 2006. And ever since then, I've never turned it back on. Like, I don't like sounds. I don't like notifications. I used to, like, I grew up in a generation, thank you for the heart hands. I grew up in a generation where like downloading ringtones was the big thing, right? I remember like we used to pay $1 and some change or whatever for ringtones for your phone and like getting all the new downloads or whatever. And so back then I used to love like all the sounds and all this other stuff. But I saw my first job right out of college, I worked for a call center. And so working in a call center, I had to turn my phone on silent because I was, talking to customers. And ever since then, I've always kept my phone on silent. So there's that. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Again, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. Guys, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little one. So if you don't mind, knock those out a couple of times. Share the live maybe once or twice. Thank you for the cake. We don't want to spam share because spam share does nothing beneficial. It's actually a negative. So don't spam share, but maybe share the actual live once or twice, but repost the live. Repost the live is the most important thing that we can actually do, and keep tapping the screen. And you guys, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling.
You stepped in the box. Now you're
Thanks
in
for
the
the
ring.
manifest.
Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate. This a mind game. Facts type lies get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats to get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah, step in if you dare. Truth hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. I don't care what you claim or your background. Facts only, if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right or you don't even vote. If your logic is weak, I'll sink your boat. You talk slick, but you ain't got source.
Nope.
Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force. I'm the test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Hey.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all. Yo. Step in if you dare. If you dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. In the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Nope. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Step in if you dare. You care. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana. Yeah, this ain't a safe place.
It is not.
This is flame space.
It absolutely is.
Don't you wanna? Sparring with Santana.
Ba-dum. Ba-dum. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, guys. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1 cent gift goals. Right now, it's the pink heart puffs. If we can knock out the pink heart puffs, then that will help boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Guys, you know what the deal is. We've been calling out the people that don't really care because I think we have pretty much come to a pretty good and clear consensus that America doesn't care. America doesn't care. And when I say America, I am specifically talking about everyone, right? Everyone. There is no lack of smoke for anyone. And when I talk about the people who do not care, to be specific, I'm talking about Republicans. Republicans don't care about the Epstein survivors, right? I mean, I think it would be, if we're going to be honest, saying that the Republicans don't care about the Epstein survivors is kind of mild, because we understand that Republicans don't care about women. They don't care about children. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about anything except bowing down to their Cheeto in chief, their Mango Mussolini, their Mandarin Messiah. Like the actual mind-blowing part to all of this is that Republicans are absolutely unpatriotic, don't care about the Constitution, and let's be real, they're traitors. But I digress. They don't care about the Epstein survivors. But moderate Democrats, you're no better. Moderate Democrats, you're no better. You pretend to be the alternative option. You pretend to be the people that are fighting back. And while fighting back, you actually don't do anything. So if you're someone that considers yourself to be a moderate Democrat, you don't really care about our country. You're not actively trying to protect or do anything better for our country. It's not true. White men don't care about anything but power. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Not only do white men only care about power, but they also don't care about, like, you know, their country, their family, their children, their pockets, right? Like that's the most interesting thing about all of this is that you can sit here and say like, oh, at the very least, they don't care about being broke, but that's not true. That's not true. They're more than willing to go broke if that means that they can control power, which is funny because they don't really have any power. It's an interesting dynamic that we live in, but it's a dynamic nonetheless that is our reality, right? White women, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, white women. White women don't care about white supremacy. And this is one that's been really sticking in the craw of certain people. And there's so many white women that say, oh, I do care about white supremacy. I think it's bad. I want white supremacy to stop. That's interesting. It doesn't seem like it. Johnny Morales, I don't care about your questions from the comment. Look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mute you. I invite you to come up here and give me your question on the panel. I sent you a request. I sent you the request. I'm a white woman. You don't know me. Nikki, I bet you don't care about white supremacy. And Nikki, AKA Diana, come up here and prove me wrong. You said that you're a white woman and you actually do. We don't have to mute Nikki. We don't have to mute Nikki. We're good. We're good. Let me unmute Nikki. Don't mute Nikki. Nikki, I'm not going to talk to you from the comments. So if you're saying that you're a white woman and you do care, or you care about white supremacy, you want to see an end to white supremacy, I don't believe you. You need more people. Get up here and tell me about it. I literally just said, now I'm going to mute you just for shits and giggles or shiggles, because after I sat there and said, we don't need to mute you, and I unmuted you, you're going to say, don't mute me. Now you are muted. Now, Nikki, in order for you to get up here, in order for you to use your voice, you're going to have to get up here. Because I literally told mods, don't mute you, and I unmuted you. And the first thing that you said was, don't mute me. Now you are muted. Now, Nikki, the only way you're going to be able to actually say anything is for you to request up and come up here and talk. Yeah. I guess you're not going to be able to yip yap now, Nikki. Guess you're not going to be able to yip yap now. Like I said, white women don't care about white supremacy. They will pontificate about it, but that's all they will really do. As you can see, they'll stay in the comments and they won't really chime in on the subject. But that's something that's really been kicking a lot of ass, right? A lot of people have been really kind of thrown off by the calling out about like how white women don't care about white supremacy. But I do think that's something that's super important. So you said this creator is hilarious. Yeah, I'm fucking funny. I am. I'm super funny. Last but not least, Blaga, FBA. And people have been saying, what's FBA? If you don't know what Blaga or FBA is, then this is not your conversation. Sorry. If you don't know what Blaga nor FBA stands for, if you have to say, what does that stand for? Then this is not your conversation. Oh, I know, LT. I know. I took it as a compliment. As a white woman, I care because I live in both sides of the community. It's so upsetting. Yeah, if it's so upsetting, then come up here and tell me about it. I can't send you a request. But I'm not going to talk to you from the comments. I'm not going to mute you. Yaum. I don't understand why you guys think that I'm going to talk to you from the comment section. Like, I'm not going to actually reply to you from the comment section. So if you actually feel like you have any type of pushback to anything that's on my background, get in the box. This is not just, I'm not just debating Trump supporters. Let me make sure I make this perfectly clear one more time. You can request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. So if you disagree with the premise about moderate Democrats, go ahead and request up. If you disagree with white men only caring about about power, then go ahead and request up. If you disagree with white women not caring about white supremacy. Go ahead and request up. You do not have to be a Trump supporter. If you disagree with anything on the background, get up here. But I'm not going to go back and forth with you guys in the comments because that does nothing for me. That's not beneficial. And I don't do thumb thugs, keyboard warriors, even if you're friendlies. Even if you're friendlies. And one thing that I want to make sure that I let people know is that if you see something on the background and it makes you feel uncomfortable, we need to talk about it. Why does that make you feel uncomfortable? Hi, Anna, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I talked to you before. I just had a question about what you mean by white women, white supremacy.
Yeah, white women don't care about white supremacy. Meaning they're good with it. They don't really care about it. Do you disagree?
As a white woman, I do disagree with it, but I can't speak up about all white women.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and drop you down. And I remember talking to you. So thank you for coming back in and thank you for hanging out. I'm going to drop you down. You can keep listening. Okay. All right. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter, disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Hi, Jazz. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Hello. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Jazz. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Hey, no, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I just, the white women, white supremacy thing. I just wanted to know, I don't know if it maybe it's a different, if it doesn't maybe work so much for me. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm on the same page here. I'm Australian, obviously, but I'm white, but I'm also First Nations. So I don't know if, does that work for me then? Because I do care about white supremacy, but my skin color is white, but I am also First Nations.
Race is more than skin color, but I'm specifically talking about in America. So like, I think that, you know, no offense in Australia, you guys got a lot of unpacking to do there, but we are talking about America. So
I guess that probably is difficult from my perspective then, because as my skin color being white and how I am portrayed.
Skin color is not.
I know. I do want, but I'm talking more specifically about how I look to other people, the benefits and the privileges that are afforded to me because of how I present to people.
Right.
But in my position, I mean, I work for First Nations. I'm a midwife. I work for First Nations women. That's where I work, like protecting First Nations women. So I think maybe technically, if you were to relay it to Australian, which is different again, we are horrifically racist here. Then maybe I probably wouldn't align with that, I guess.
Yep. Well, yeah, I hear you, but I'm going to go ahead and drop you down because we are looking for some debates, but I appreciate you coming up for the question.
That's okay, man. Love you, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
See you, bud.
Yep. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It is only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Hey, give me a minute.
Okay. I guess like a minute means like not right now. Debbie's in the chat for Angela for the $4.99 YouTube super chat. Didn't send any message, just the love. Debbie's in the chat for Angela. Thank you so much for that $4.99 super chat. Guys, if anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, as we wait for Trump supporters or hell, anyone to get the testicular fortitude to actually get up here and debate me, let's cover a couple of things that's happening, because I don't know if everyone's paying attention to like the important shit that's happening in and outside of our country. But man, there is a lot happening. Well, let's see. 1 second. Hi, Chris. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Chris, you have to come back into the app. All right, gonna drop you down, Chris. If you want to come back, you can definitely do so. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Hi, Kelly. Oh, some babies. Santana here. That you sending me more money from using the Trump name. I love it. Thank you. So you're stupid. And you're incoherent and you are a bot. So I'm gonna mute you, right? But I'm gonna send you an invite. Come up here and see if you can put together a functioning sentence. How about that one? How about that one? I sent you a request, and like whatever you put in the comment section didn't make any sense. I'm sure that you coming up here won't make any sense either, but hell, spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. Anyway, guys, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Like I was saying, while we wait on a Trump supporter or hell, anyone who disagrees to have the testicular fortitude to get in the box, and just FYI, if you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and you disagree with anything on the background, or if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate me, guess what? You don't have to leave where you are. You can stay in your safe space. The only thing that you have to do is click the link. Click the link and get up here. I saw that comment. What is it? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that means. Anyway, as we wait for them to get a little bit of courage, let's talk about what's happening. Because guys, if you're not paying attention, there's a lot of important shit happening today, right? First and foremost, the big thing to actually speak to is what's happening with the conflict between the U.S. and Iran, right? And to be very, very, very clear, right? Excuse me. Iran and the U.S. were supposed to be sending envoys to Pakistan to work on an extension. I'm sorry, to work on a peace agreement, right? Last week, J.D. Vance was the envoy for the United States of America, and they negotiated for 21 hours. And after negotiating for 21 hours, got diddly squat. Like diddly squat, like absolutely nothing. And so now, in the midst of the actual ceasefire being in place, a couple of different things have happened. Number one, the United States has instituted a blockade, which with instituting a blockade, they've shot Iranian ships and also took possession of Iranian cargo ships, which then Iran said that the U.S. was violating the ceasefire, which, you know, the blockade does that. And they shut down the Strait of Hormuz again. And this is the reason why they're not sending any type of negotiators to negotiate with J.D. Vance. So JD Vance is on its way to Pakistan, and they just said, no, we're not going to be there. And so now Donald Trump has taken the position that we are not going to extend the ceasefire. For anyone that remembers, the original ceasefire was supposed to be for 14 days, right? And that was supposed to give them time to work out a new peace agreement. And with that being said, over the time frame of the original ceasefire starting, Donald Trump has caused more issues, incited more conflicts, and has now pushed the point to where he's saying there will be no more extensions to the ceasefire. Now, with Donald Trump saying that there's not going to be any extensions to the ceasefire, he's saying that it's because he believes that the U.S. is in a position of power. And since the U.S. is in a position of power, they don't need to extend the ceasefire. Iran is just going to actually agree to what we said. To be specific, when Trump found out about the fact that Iran is not sending any type of people to come and negotiate when it comes to the ceasefire or the peace agreement, he said, when they said they won't send them, I said they'll be sending them. They have no choice but to send them. What I think is we're going to end up with a great deal. I think they have no choice. That's what Trump said, which speaks to the overall lack of understanding of not only Donald Trump, but MAGA as a whole, right? Because if you listen to Trump supporters, if you listen to MAGA, their entire premise is that we are in a position of power. We're in a position of strength, and we're negotiating from the winning pole position. But yet everything that we've done has been in a position of accepting what's happening, right? So let's not forget that Donald Trump has been throwing a temper tantrum over the Strait of Hormuz, right? And while throwing a temper tantrum over the Strait of Hormuz, Donald Trump has been telling people internally, like, this is such a big deal that they accept the actual ceasefire, the peace agreement, that if they don't accept these things, then he's going to blow it all up. Listen to this Fox News report. Now, again, MAGA, this is Fox News. This is not your liberal CNN. This is not your biased source. This is just Fox News reporting on currently the position that Donald Trump is taking as far as negotiations with Iran. So give this a listen.
The deal isn't done. The deal that we made, that I'm going to take out their bridges and their power plants. He went on to say, if they don't sign this thing, the whole country is going to get blown up. Now, Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson today held a press conference saying the Iranians have not yet agreed to talks on Tuesday and that they are currently reviewing U.S. proposals. Guys?
So there's a chance, Trey, that we have a vice president going 18 hours to Pakistan to meet with an empty room.
Yes. At this point, the Iranians say they've not yet agreed to attend these talks on Tuesday. And overnight, state media was saying the talks weren't even going to take place. The Iranians have played these games before and then ultimately showed up at the negotiating table. But this is largely considered the last chance for the Iranians. When I spoke with the president over the weekend, he was very clear. They are going to sign on the dotted line, or he's going to target their bridges and power plants. And it's a decision that Iranian officials have to make. And I'm told by regional sources today there is a divide among Iranian leadership about what to do and whether or not to call the president's bluff. But the president isn't bluffing. This is a very similar situation that we saw before Operation Epic Fury began. The United States is giving the Iranians an off-ramp here, a chance at diplomacy. And if they don't take it, the war is expected to resume.
So that's Fox Entertainment, right? But the big thing that I want to pull from that is the fact that Donald Trump is openly trying to force, like literally trying to force Iran into negotiating when they have no interest in negotiating because of how not us getting a fucking restriction just by playing. Holy shit. I should have cut it off. I should have cut it off before the end, before they started propagandizing. I should have just cut it off at the end before they started, you know, all the actual propaganda. I will say this. I think it's funny as fuck, right? And guys, if you don't mind, so now since we've been flagged, we gotta push through this flag, right? So tap the screen, share the live. I'm gonna keep resetting the daily gift goal. That'll help break us through the actual flag. So I do think it's funny that anytime that now on TikTok, when you play something directly from Donald Trump, the White House, this administration, whatever the case may be, like you end up getting flags for like misinformation and all this other shit. I think it's so funny that anytime you play anything from Donald Trump, they say, oh, that's a fucking lie. Because, you know, the people may not real-time fact check Donald Trump, but the AI is on their fucking head. The AI is on their fucking head. Anyway, so if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, knock out the gift goal. Thank you for the star map. Yeah, if you guys, you know, can send some stuff or whatever, it'll help get us through this restriction. But the point that I'm making is Donald Trump is openly going after Iran and pretending that we're in a position of power, but he's actually losing his shit. He's actually losing his shit when it comes to the fact that Iran is in a position of power. Now, when I say Iran is in a position of power and Donald Trump is threatening to quote unquote blow it all up, Iran is wait, before I go there. Not only is Iran in a position of power, but it has Donald Trump trying to reassert who he is and why we are in this war, right? We understand that even Marco Rubio came out and said the reason why the United States is in this war is because Israel actually came to the U.S. and said, hey, you know, we're going to do this and either you can get with it or you can just respond. And so in turn, we had to go on the offensive with Operation Midnight Hammer or whatever. Thank you for the cake. Donald Trump yesterday went on a truth or tweet spree or whatever you want to call it, right? And what is it? What did she say? And I don't know why Ashley was muted. I don't know. Anyway. He went on a Twitter spree or some shit or whatever. Anyway, and started posting a whole bunch of shit on Truth Social. And this is what he posted. Israel never talked me into a war with Iran as the result of October 7 added my lifelong opinion that Iran could never have a nuclear weapon. Did. I watch and read the fake news pundits and polls in total disbelief. 90% of what they say are lies and made up stories. And the polls are rigged. Much of the 2020 presidential election was, I'm not going to say that because, you know, election integrity, just like the results in Venezuela, which the media doesn't like to talk about. The results in Iran will be amazing. And if Iran news leader regime change are smart, Iran can have a great and prosperous future. President DJT, right? So that was one of many of his long-winded Twitter truth, whatever the fuck, like yip yaps, right? And the interesting thing about that is it's a telltale sign that Donald Trump is absolutely, not only is he in a position where he feels the pressure, he's in a position where he is trying to pretend as if like he has control, he has power, but he doesn't. He doesn't. And you know what's even funnier about this entire situation? You know what's even funnier about this entire situation? The way that Iran is on that BS. Iran is trolling the fuck out of them. Hi, Eric. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I'm a conservative. Okay. Trump supporter, yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll table that conversation for now. Eric, perfect. Thank you for coming up. Quick question before we go too far. Do you know who I am?
No.
Okay, cool.
You look like Kyrie Irving a little bit.
You think so? I've never gotten that one, but all right, cool.
No?
No, never. Yeah. Anyway.
Maybe it's the hat and the beard. I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, Eric, would you mind if I give you and everyone else a quick introduction to not only who I am, but what this is?
Sure, man.
Perfect. 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, guys, and only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. And also, guys, 1,000 of us hanging out here so far. Guys, make sure that you are hitting that follow button. If you look up at the top and you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. So please hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live. Eric, you are a Trump supporter, conservative, all those good things. Did you want to specifically talk about something on the background? Or, I mean, did you hear what I was talking about? You had pushback, or did you have something, from a MAGA mindset that you wanted to actually talk about?
I just came up. We're sitting here, we're talking about we could talk about like universal suffrage if you want.
No, thank you.
Why not?
I'll
talk about something else.
Universal suffrage.
Because it's getting some steam. People are starting to finally, I think, realize that this trade-off that we've been doing, where men have to sacrifice toil. That's our job in life, to toil. Theirs is to give us offspring. Like the whole main point of life for a lot of people is to have children, have a family. And they're not fulfilling their duty in society right now. And we still are. Why? Because they're not having babies replaced them. All of them as a whole. We got to take this as a generality as a whole.
Wait, who?
Women.
Well, women. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying
it's a whole system, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not just blaming women.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're not holding up their end of the bargain. So when we talk about these things like men are this or women are that, and if you want to blame men for something, I guarantee I could point back to, well, why would I do that when I got a lippy woman to go home to? Or why would I do that when she's not giving me babies?
Whoa,
yes.
whoa.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I need you to slow down for half a second. I need you to slow down for half a second because you're like spamming the speak button.
I know who you are now, I guess. The intro should have just been you getting offended when I said something.
Oh my God, bro. Can you stop whining for 2 fucking seconds so I can get it?
Your corny intro that you did.
Shh. It's okay. You're just being emotional. Like,
why
I don't know what's
happening.
You're steamrolling.
You're the one that got emotional.
Hey.
About a woman comment, right?
Holy shit, have impulse control.
Why you
Eric,
bro, why are you freaking
seriously,
out?
This is me muting you.
Bro?
This is me muting you. Yes. No, it's not. That's not how it works here. I don't give a fuck about that. Muting you lose shit. Seriously, bro. I'm letting you know right now.
Sentence, bro.
Eric.
You're losing,
I'm letting you know, Eric, I'm letting you know right now, if you don't stop, I'm going to take it as a concession and I'm just going to drop you. Yes. If you don't stop unmuting, I'm going to take it as a concession and you lose and I'm just going to drop you.
Faggot.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, I slurred. Ooh.
Bitch-ass nigga.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know. You came up here to cry. I know you came up here to cry because white men are being replaced. You are mad that white women don't want to have white men aren't having kids. Hey, I got a question for you. Why are white men being replaced? Why are white men being replaced? I know. Listen. Yeah, nigger. I know. Hey, listen. You know what's funny? White men are being replaced because white women won't even have babies with them anymore because you're an embarrassment. And just like that, holy shit, guys, we don't need to report because I was trying to block them. I was trying to make sure that we got that block button going. Holy fuck, guys, do not report. Please and thank you. Like, seriously, I got it. There's no need for you guys to start reporting. Because one thing that I try to do before we get them out of here is make sure that we block them. So reporting does nothing beneficial, especially for the live. FYI. It's funny how he immediately crashed the fuck out because he wanted to be misogynistic. And as soon as I tried to check his misogyny and get him to slow down just for a second so anyone else could speak besides him, he lost his shit. He literally lost his shit. Is he in the chat? Where? He's not in the chat. Where's he at? Fucking line. He's not in the chat. There he is. Did you get banned, bro? How would I? You're a fucking idiot. How would I be banned if I'm still here? You're stupid. No, but you're blocked. He said, did you get banned? If I'm still live, how would I get banned? You got banned, you idiot. TikTok flagged you. God damn it, they're so stupid. Holy smokes. Also, like, spamming the N-word does shit to me. Like, whatever. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Nah, I was a Trump supporter, but I just want to say that guy does not represent any white man or any of us at all. He's a separate breed himself.
I disagree. I think he's the default. But do you disagree with anything on the background?
He's actually the minority in that, bro. No, I just kind of got here. I just was coming up. I was going to expand on what he said, but now he's dropped. So,
wait, so you were coming up to side with him?
No, I was to side against him.
Okay, that's not what we do here. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up. You can't block him. I've already blocked him. What the fuck are you talking about? I can't block him. I've already blocked him. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up. Okay, you said you used to be a Trump. Okay, I'm only looking for some debates. So I'm not looking for someone to actually come up and like side with me or whatever. So if you want to actually debate a position, then you can come up. But I'm not looking for someone to actually didn't let me finish. No, because I kept saying you gotta fucking lock in. Do you disagree with something on the background or do you want to debate? So if you want to debate or if you disagree with something on the background, then come back up and then we can go from there. But if you came to like just talk about what the guy was talking about, then no, thank you. I'm trying to be very, very clear as far as what we're doing here. We're looking for some debates. The one thing that I will say is I think that's indicative to white men, not every single white man, but a large majority of white men who aren't used to being told no. Can we talk about that for a second? White men aren't used to being told no. White men aren't used to being given boundaries. Everyone else Everyone else within our society has to deal with no. Everyone else within our society has to deal with boundaries. We have to accept limitations when other people place them. But white men, historically, are not used to being told no. Racist room. Okay, I'm going to send you a request to come back up here, Bubba. The viewer is anonymous. Like, I don't care about you being anonymous. Come back up here. I can't send you a request to come up for some reason. What is this? Yeah, I can't send you a request to come up, but you know what? You don't get to talk. Go ahead and request back up here. You said racist room. I bet you don't know anything. Oh, you're good? Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. You can cry from outside of the club. You can hate from outside of the club, bub. Do you understand how racist you are, Santana? No, come and tell me about it. I sent you a request. Caden, you said, do I understand how racist I am? I'm muting you. No, I have no idea. Come and explain how racist I am. I guess you're not going to come up here, huh, Caden? Anyway, like I was saying, white men are not used to being told no. Historically speaking, they have not been used to being told no. And so now this generation of white men don't have the unfettered access, reach, and power as the white men before them, right? Like, that's the difference. That's the difference. This generation of white men have lived through not only people having the quote unquote same level of access to power, which we understand that it's not equal, but still more people of marginalized groups now have power than ever before. And since more marginalized people have power, white men don't have all of the power coalesced. They still got the majority of it, but they don't have all of it. Right? And even more than that, there's repercussions for their actions. There's repercussions for them just going and slurring all the time. There's repercussions for them being misogynist and trying to grab women by the P word. There's repercussions for their actions where in the past, they could do what they wanted to do. They could do what they wanted to do, and they would be told, hey, that's just boys being boys. Oh, that's just locker room talk. Oh, it's okay. He's just being a man. What is AJ saying in the comments? I miss AJ's comment. I don't know what happened with AJ. Where's AJ at? Hold on. I just have no idea what that one means. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're just looking for clarification. But so now there's consequences for their actions, and they're crashing the fuck out. They're crashing the fuck out because the game changed in real time. They're crashing the fuck out because the game changed in real time. They grew up when they were young. They saw their dads and their granddads slurring, telling women to shut up and sit down. They saw their dads and their granddads wielding all the power, all the control, unquestioned. But now, as they thought like, hey, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to have that when I get older. And now, surprise, surprise, they don't have it. Surprise, surprise, it's not like that anymore. You said, bro, not all of them are like that. Okay, come up here and prove me wrong. Come up here and prove me wrong. Anyway, like I said. And so what happens at this point is for those white men who grew up in that position and had the entire world in front of them, and now they're getting guardrails, they're getting boundaries, they're getting told no. We're seeing one of two things, right? One of two things. We're seeing one, some of them understand it, right? Let's be clear. I don't think that every single white man is a POS. I don't. Like, that's hyperbolic, and for people to pretend as if I don't understand nuances, like, fuck out of here. And so there are some white men who understand not only the place of privilege that they're in, but they actively work to ensure that they help other marginalized communities because they still have privilege, right? So they do that. They get it and they do it. But a large majority of them, a large group of them, an overwhelming amount of them are crashing the fuck out in real time. They're crashing the fuck out in real time. And you see them running around doing things like demanding women have babies. You see them doing things like saying women can't vote. You see them throwing around the F slur, the R slur, the N word. They're crashing out in real fucking time because they are not used to being told no, and the game changed in their face. And they have no pivot. They have no counter. They have no plan to be better people. So instead of being better people, they crash the fuck out and try to coalesce more power to force people to do what they want. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's what they're doing. How you say you're not racist? I say, you know what? I don't do that. I don't know how I say I'm not racist. I'm going to mute you. Come up here and tell me how I am. How about that? Like, I don't know why you would say I'm racist. Come up here and explain to me how I'm racist. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So you said that I'm racist, or how is that not racist, or what is your position?
Well, I've pretty much been in here for about 45 minutes, listening to the chat, listening to you. And all you talk about is how white people have so much more privilege than everybody else. Some things you say, yeah, Trump said, grab women by the pussy. That's not something any man should say. But let's all be real. We've all said shit behind closed doors with our homies that we wouldn't say now, 20 years later, right? But your take on things are that white man bad just because, bro. And no, we're not all like what the fuck?
That's interesting.
That's like saying all black people are bad, bro, just because the statistics say so. More black people kill more black people. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say that every black person's racist.
That's not how any of that works. Like literally you just spammed a bunch of stuff that like actually not only is not true, but like is not based in reality.
What is it?
Quick question. First things first, you said you've been in here for like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Why was I just talking about the generation of white men that we're seeing? What happened in order for me to get to that point?
You were talking about how there's some white men who recognize their privilege.
What caused me to talk about that?
I guess I don't know.
Okay, so you haven't been here for 45 minutes.
No, I've been here. I've just been kind of off and on listening to you in the background.
Oh, okay. So you were here for 45
I'll
minutes.
Just say this, bro. Anybody who disagrees with you, you mute them.
I need you to stop for a second. Well, yeah, I mute people because
Okay.
I don't yip yap the people in the comments, just like I muted you and then you came up and so we're talking.
You mute anybody in the box, bro. Anybody who disagrees with you at all, you mute them, bro. That's silencing
in the comment or when they're on the panel.
Either or.
Oh, no. So just to be clear, I mute people in the comments because I don't care about thumb thugs. Like people can come up here and they can use their voice.
Then why
and just
mute
like if you like have impulse control, you will hear exactly why. Like I said,
just let them speak. See,
like
you accuse everybody
okay,
the same thing, regardless of
boom. Now you're muted. And
See,
that
there
goes,
you go.
yes.
There you go.
I was literally
I
was literally just saying why I mute people. Now, like I said, I mute people in the comments because I don't do thumb thugs or keyboard warriors. I don't care about arguing with people from the comments. You have to come up into the box and actually say it with your chest. Now, when people come up onto the panel, the only reason they get muted is if they don't have impulse control, i.e. we're adults and I'm not going to talk over you. You shouldn't talk over me. I should be able to finish sentences because I sit here quietly and let people speak until they're done. And then I start speaking just like I did with you. I sat here quietly and let you say everything that you had to say before I started talking. And then you cut me off. So me muting people is not me saying that, oh, I want to silence them. Me muting them is actually saying you need to actually have impulse control. I have plenty of conversations where people can actually wait their turn and speak. And when they do so, there's no need to mute. So if we can both be adults, then I don't have to sit on a mute button. I have no desire to constantly sitting on a mute button. Like I want to have an actual back and forth, but people have to have impulse control and have the ability to allow someone else speak and not to listen to themselves just rant the entire time.
Cool. So you get that all out of your system there. That has nothing to do with anything. You're a control freak. You try to spin a narrative. You're just trying to argue with somebody. I don't know who the fuck you're mad at, but it's not every white man in the United States.
Okay. So, like I was saying before you started crying,
cut me off, but it's cool for you to cut people off.
Because now you're just crying and whining again.
See, bro, now you're just sitting here being a bitch.
You're crying and whining again. Then now you're crashing out.
Oh, you're the only one.
So the point the reason why I said, did you know what happened? Exactly.
That's why you come out here.
Okay. So now, now I'm putting the binky back in.
Here you go.
The reason why I was talking about white men who have these type of issues is because, holy fuck, again? Guys, again, I don't know if it's people in the comments that's reporting, but I promise you, there is no need to report. If you're watching me right now and you see people losing their shit on the panel, do not report them. Like, I don't know what is happening this morning, but there's another one. I've already removed them. Chat, I know you may watch other creators and you think that, oh, the best thing that you can do to help out your favorite creator is report. No, don't report. Do not. It does not help. It literally does not help. And then it gives them a fucking out. Because I didn't even get to the point of talking about why we got to where we are. And it's because another crash out before this crash out came and crashed in and started slurring and freaking out. What the fuck is happening this morning? W's in the chat for Renee. Renee sent a $10 donation to say, I read a book and I feel like I vote/advocate for BIPOC people. I know it's not enough. Can you recommend more ways to deconstruct? Yeah, get with a white person that's already started going through that deconstruction process and allow them to help you on your journey. That's how. W's in the chat for Renee for another $5 donation saying, sorry, this is, Renese, I see you. Renizi, I feel like I intruded on your stream after talking to someone in the comments. I want to send another. No, you're good. You're good. You're absolutely good. Like I said, I mean, there's always questions about it, but I would say get with someone else who has already started that process, and like they can help you along. W's in the chat for Roberta for the $10 donation saying, question, since you changed the background, do you see a difference in the response of white women wanting to fight racism versus white men? Yeah, honestly, the white women that come up and push back as far as the prompt, they come up and they don't come from a place of being targeted, but sometimes they feel targeted, but more than anything, they're receptive and they understand where I'm coming from. White men, as you can see, just crash the fuck out. It's weird. Debbie's in the chat for Steph for the $5 donation saying, it's wild how they'll come up to say that they are not like all that and then immediately prove that they are. Love you, Santana. I love you too. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, we couldn't even get to the point of him telling me why I'm racist. Yeah, like we couldn't get into, and they don't have the ability to not crash the fuck out. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Don't do that. I see you're still in the request. Hang out just for a few more minutes. As soon as your flag clears, I will get you back in here. But you have to wait 10 minutes. So you have to have a 10-minute reset, and then I'll get you right back in here. So just hold on for a minute. And when you come back, you have to have impulse control. W's in the chat for all the donos. So guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. Hi, Jason, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I'm a major Trump supporter. I'd say I'm right-leaning conservative.
Are you an American citizen?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so how can you be a Trump supporter if you don't even go here?
Well, I think anyone can support any presidential candidate or anyone around.
Okay, I mean that's a fair statement, Jason. Why should I care about what you have to say if you have no skin in the game? And that's a genuine question.
Well, I think because other societies and other countries can apply their personal experience or their experience and problems within their countries towards similarities that America may have. So, for example, yesterday you were talking, I think, with Dean about immigration. And I try to put a question. Obviously, I get a lot of people that are trying to get requested as well. But I think considering the situation of illegal immigration in Europe and the United Kingdom is such a bad state right now that experiences or laws and legislations that we're suffering with.
Yeah, I don't think those things are analogous. When you talk about immigration, of course, there's international like asylum laws, but immigration as a whole differs from country to country, capabilities, capacities, things like that. Right. Hey, are you from Ireland?
No, I'm from England.
England?
Northeast.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Have you ever been to the US?
No, I haven't. I've got friends over there. I've associated with a lot of people over there. Done a lot of business with people over there.
All good.
Some left leaning, some right leaning.
No, all good.
No, I haven't been a citizen.
1 second here. 1 second here. Okay. So you're in you live in England right now.
Yeah, I live in England.
Okay. Perfect. Do you know how many states there are in the US?
I couldn't name it off the top of my head, no, but 50. I think if we're getting in this conversation,
there's 50. There's 50.
Okay.
Have you heard of Texas?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know that Texas alone, one of the 50 states, it's 5 times larger.
The size of our country.
Yeah. Right. And so are you peeing?
Sorry?
Were you peeing?
No, I was washing my hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's 5 times larger than England, right? And for you to like try to make it analogous to like where you are and things like that, yes, we have 350 million Americans that live here, but the majority of our citizens live on either the East or the West Coast. We have a large swath of our country, Middle America, where no one lives, right? Not only is the population super low, But most of the actual cities, towns, and places within Middle America is dying because people are leaving those actual areas and moving to places where it's more beneficial for people to live. So even when we talk about like immigration, people like to say, oh, we don't have space in the country. We literally do. We not only do we have enough space, but we need people in the country. But anyway, like the point that I'm trying to get across is that you sitting here and saying that, you know, you support a fascist from across the pond while not having skin in the game because you, I guess, see some things that are that's happening in your country that resonates with you. I don't think that that's enough for me to take your perspective as far as what you're seeing in your country and apply it to what we're seeing here in our country, because they're not the same.
So do you think that just because, you know, like the size of your country and whatnot and certain laws and legislations may be different based on obviously land mass and financial capacity, that we can't actually have a debate on how your racial views may reflect on a disingenuous argument and progressing your country forward in comparison to where people
no,
also
it's
on the
not.
left.
It's not that I don't think that it's no. It's not that I don't
something.
think that we can't have a debate. I just don't care about your opinion on these things, honestly.
Right. So anyone who isn't in America, you don't care about their opinion on Trump, basically.
On this topic, no. Like
So
there's other times where
any-
I do have opportunities for international people to come up and debate me, because I don't just say, you know, why do you support Trump? Like I, you know, have a whole background, and I have done and will do again debates where I'll allow international people to come up who quote unquote support Trump, come up and debate me. But this is not the situation nor the time. So for this specific topic, like I see no value in debating you.
Well, I was referring to racism, but you actually asked me a question into why I actually had or felt that I had an opinion on the US, or why I should have an opinion on the US. But just to state that if you don't care about people's opinions outside the US on Donald Trump, and
no, on this topic of my background right now.
Yeah,
no,
especially on this topic. So you'd also say the same thing about illegal migrants, wouldn't you? That are trying to get into the US as well.
Are they migrants inside of the country?
No, they're trying to get in.
Are they migrants inside of the U.S.? Why would I be debating? Why would I be debating undocumented immigrants trying to come into the country? Like I think you're confused.
Well, maybe the legislations harm them. Maybe the legislations you're referring to.
Okay, I mean, but if they're in the country, then sure, I don't care. But if they're not in the country, then no. I again.
So if they're on the border, then basically, or if they're trying to get in, the suffering in the wrong.
Then if they're on the border, I think they have bigger issues than like coming on TikTok live and debating me. I think your premise is stupid.
A lot of illegals have phones.
Again, undocumented immigrants. But again, if there's undocumented immigrants at the border trying to figure out a way to get into the country, I don't think that they're worried about coming on TikTok live to debate me. I think what you're saying is stupid.
Well, if that's the case in regards to how you're just going to like sort of pivot off the point of that, you're stating
I'm not pivoting off any points.
Well, you are, because you're stating that anyone outside the US shouldn't really have an opinion on the US in general, right?
That's not what I'm stating at all.
But it's what you implicate.
I think no, I'm not implicating anything. I'm very plain with what I say. Like I don't have to code anything. I don't you don't have to read between the lines with me. I'm telling you, I do not value your opinion, and I do not care to debate you on this topic on the background, because you are not an American, you are not here in the country, and you have no direct skin in the game. Like I said, there are other times where I do debate people who are outside of the country, and I'm not even negating the fact that the United States of America does not have global impact, because we do. Our politics has global impact. The things that we do impact other people in other countries. I get all of those things. The point that I'm getting across, though, is the purpose of this live is not to debate someone who is not in this country, who has no skin in the game. And I know you want to debate, but I'm telling you, no.
Is that because you're scared about debating about racism?
Sure. I'm terrified of you, Bubba. I'm so scared.
Well,
I'm so scared that I don't. I'm so scared. I come on live every single day and debate people in front of thousands of people based off of multiple issues. And the one thing that people fucking love talking to me about is racism, because they see a black man and they think this is an opportunity for them to debate racism when they don't know fuck all about fuck all. Yeah, I'm terrified of you, Jason.
You're the one refusing to debate someone outside your country when racism isn't only exclusive to African Americans. I know you believe that.
Again, I don't give a fuck about your opinion because that's not. Hey, tell me why I won't debate you.
Because you know I'm going to absolutely trash you on this.
Tell me, Jason, I need you to lock the fuck in. What did I just tell you about the reason why I won't debate you?
Is that only exclusive to the US? Is racism only
Can you answer the question?
Yeah, because you're giving a fake
answer. Can you answer the question?
Answer, bro.
So wait. I'm giving a fake answer, even though there's been multiple people who have came up here from other countries and I kicked them. It's just so happens that now I'm scared. You know what? Fake these nuts in your mouth, Jason. Fake these nuts in your mouth. That's the fucking hubris. The hubris. I'm scared of Jason. I'm scared to debate Jason. No wonder you guys got your ass kicked in the Revolutionary War. You guys are stupid. Like, you're fucking egos. Guess what? You got a hummingbird mouth. I'm sorry, you got a fucking alligator mouth and a hummingbird ass. Your mouth writing checks that your ass can't cash. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. W's in the chat for Bree for the $2 donation saying, woke up with a heavy heart today, Santana. Just trying to breathe and not make impulsive decisions. Thank you for keeping me distracted. Bree, I'm not exactly sure what you're going through, but I'm sorry that that's going on. Just hang out here with us and, you know, everything's going to be okay. You have community. We're here for you. Just lock in with us, and I promise you, you know, we'll get you through your day. W's in the chat for Andra. Andra sent a $10 donation saying, thank you for what you do. It matters. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate the hell out of you. And last but not least, guys, over on YouTube, W's in the chat for Joey for the $4.99 super chat to say, hey, Santana, this is Lucid. What up, Lucid from TikTok? Just want to say I love you and the new prompt. Keep educating the masses. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And W's in the chat for Connor for the $2 super chat to say, love watching you destroy my fellow mayonnaise people. W's in the chat for Connor. Again, guys, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out, guys. 1.5 thousand people here over on TikTok. Keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 350,000 likes. Also, if you look up at the top and you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. If you're over on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. We should have as many thumbs up as we have people watching the VOD. All right, don't do that. You understand, like, you have to pull it back so the AI doesn't, like, get you, right?
Bro, I don't even know how that triggered, to be honest with you. I go live every day. But
I think honestly, if I'm going to be real, I think it's just TikTok being sensitive. I've seen that, like, over the last couple of days on multiple platforms where like, people aren't really even saying or doing anything bad, but they're, like, throwing around flags left and right. So you just got to keep it cool. All right, so let's take a whole step back and try to. Well, let's try to, both you and I, let's try to reset, because I was a little bit pompous and I could have been a little less confrontational. So I will take my part and responsibility in that. Let's see how we can get through this. So lay out to me why you say that I am being racist.
Okay, so you believe that all white men have privilege, right?
I believe all white people have privilege. White privilege, yes.
Okay, so all white people have privilege. All right, so right there. So basically you're saying that you believe that white people are superior to all people based on your belief of that.
No.
Well, that's what that means. If you think that all white people think that they're better than everybody else, you're generalizing it.
No. See, there's the flaw. Do you know what white privilege is?
I mean, I guess you can define it. I know the.
Tell me what you think it is then.
Like in the definition from like you just want to say like
No,
how
I just want to know what you think
or on the concept of sociology, or like in what?
What just
so basically you basically say a white person's life is easy just because they're white. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
That white people don't work hard to be where they are. Yes, that is, bro. That is literally the definition.
No, that's not white privilege.
Sure, look it up on Google. Look it up on Google right now and say, what is white privilege? It's a concept used in sociology to describe advantages that people who are perceived as white often experience in society simply because of how systems and social norms have developed. Listen, you're not talking to some educated fucking dumbass.
So where does that say that white people have it easy because they're white?
That's literally the simplest way to understand that, bro.
It's not.
It's that a white person's life is easy, or that they don't work hard. It's literally
not. But you know what? It's fine. I did a quick Google search, and this is the AI overview, and which I'll put this on the screen, and even more so, like I will double down and fully explain to you what white privilege is, because this has nothing to do with saying like white people life is easy or they're superior or anything like that. So
yes,
give me 2 seconds.
Bro, well, okay, well, listen, we're looking at the same screen.
Okay, that's
we're literally looking at the same screen, my dude.
That's fine. All right, so
you want me to turn my camera on and show you the screen?
No, it's right above me. Just chill out for a second.
But
wait, just for a second. White privilege is the unearned, often unconscious set of social, cultural, and economic advantages that white people experience in contrast to people of color in the same society. It is not absent of hardship. It is not absent of hardship. It is not absent of hardship, but rather the absence of suspicious, systematic barriers and race-based obstacles. So
that's literally what I said to you.
That's not
word in a different way, dude.
That's not. So okay.
That's literally what I said to you,
how about you just stop speaking for 2 seconds? Let me just run through this with you. White privilege is not about white people being superior. White privilege is not about white people having it easier. It is the premise that white people move through society without additional barriers that non-white people have. Literally, all it means is that you don't have the additional issues from society due to race that people who are not white have. Again, it does not mean that you're going to be successful. It does not mean that you're going to be rich or never, be convicted of a crime and all this other stuff. It simply speaks to the fact that you don't have to deal with the additional layers and barriers on top of everyday issues that people deal with.
So can I ask you a question then?
Sure.
So then a rapper, are you telling me that if you're white, it's easier to be a rapper? So that would be black privilege then, right?
No,
because white people, if you're white, it's don't easier have as many barriers to become a rapper.
If you're white, then it's easier to become a rapper. Absolutely.
No, if you're white, it's harder to become a rapper. What the fuck do you mean? Look what Eminem
no,
had to
the
go
fuck
through
it's
alone.
not.
You've seen 8 Mile. What do you mean, bro? Even black rappers, look up what Meek Mill. Look what every single black rapper, even including 50 Cent, said. The fuck do you mean? It is. So how many white rappers are there in the? How many white rappers are there in the United States?
Stop for 2 seconds, because I think you're
just answer a question instead of thinking you fucking know everything. Come on, bro.
Hey, again,
fucking for real.
Do you remember? You remember what happened last time, right? We reset and we said we're gonna go one at a time.
But but now you're just sitting here trying to argue the same point with me.
I'm not. You have questions, and I want to talk about the shit that you're saying. I'm not just going to keep moving.
I have a question. I didn't ask you a question.
Okay. You said, is it easier to be a rapper in the
day, dude? You have
then run. Then fucking run. Like holy shit, you can't stop talking for 2 seconds. Yeah, I know. But you're the one that's crashing out. You're crashing out again because your actual worldview has been challenged. Like, instead of you actually just stopping for 5 seconds, you just want to cry. You're a victim. That's it. Yeah. You're a victim. You don't want to hear the things that I have to say because you know that you're wrong. Like, you literally cooked yourself. So the point that I was making is if you take a look at rappers like Eminem, Jack Harlow, Mac Miller, there is not only a disparity as far as what it takes for them to be able to get in the industry, because a lot of current white rappers are literally propped up by the industry, and they do a term, Post Malone. as I was saying, Post Malone came into the quote unquote rap game. And then as being in the rap game, had the transitional period after making his money in his name off of being a rapper, and then transition to country music. Like literally the ability to penetrate the industry as a white rapper is not only easier, but you are propped up and you are given access to resources to override what is being put out for black people. What up, Solid?
But that's your opinion, right? What's your sources on that information? That's just your opinion. That's your opinion on that.
That's fine.
Oh, you don't have sources on that?
Sure, I'll grab sources. I'm gonna let Solid talk.
But can we go back to the one thing?
No. Solid, right here. He's up here to specifically talk to you, so I'm gonna give him you for a minute. Go ahead, Solid.
I'm gonna be super quick. Just give me a hot second here.
Mm-hmm.
You should read a lot of your
What's your name?
information off of a screen. You know what I mean?
Is that your name? Don't do?
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. Can you tell me why Macklemore apologized to Kendrick Lamar?
Say it one more time. Why Macklemore apologized to Kendrick Lamar? Is that what he said?
Yes. Yep. Why did Macklemore apologize to Kendrick Lamar?
Let's see. At the Grammy Awards, let's see. A lot of fans and critics deserved it more. Blah blah blah. Because Macklemore texted Kendrick right after and said, "You got robbed. I wanted you to win." All that kind of shit, right?
What was he saying? He wanted him to win
a Grammy. I think. Grammy. Yeah, for best rap album.
Kendrick Lamar's rap album, "Good Kid, Mad City," came out.
Okay.
Right.
And what's that got?
And Macklemore won best album based off of an album with one single.
What does this got to do with racism?
Just real quick, is Macklemore a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar?
In some cases, yeah.
Okay, tell me how.
In some cases, yeah. Some of Kendrick Lamar's music is shit. Some of Macklemore's music is shit. They both have.
Based on what?
That's every single artist, sir.
Just based on what?
Based on what? What do you mean?
Yes,
based on public opinion.
Who has the better writing skills?
Bro, neither one of them write their own music, if you want to be honest. They got ghostwriters like every other artist.
Okay, name their.
But that's beside the point. We're talking racism, my boy. We're not talking.
Who's the better writer?
Apologize to who for what reason?
Who's the better writer?
You're talking a micro issue when we're talking macro.
Who is the better writer?
That's an opinion-based thing. There's no fact, science-based theory behind what you're saying.
All right. So would we be able to gauge this based on metaphor, double entendre, similes?
Bro, you're talking about things that have no relevance.
Rhetorical devices. You're saying that rhetoric.
You guys, listen. Can I just say one thing? You're so anti-Trump on everything.
Because I think you talk a lot when you get in trouble.
I literally haven't interrupted.
And I want you to focus. I want you to prove to us all that you're not really in trouble, that you're doing a good job, right? And I want you to engage in the conversation.
What do you mean in trouble? Bro, you're literally bringing up why Macklemore fucking sent a text to Kendrick Lamar when we're talking Trump and policy.
You said, is it easier or harder?
Just FYI,
example of white privilege,
just FYI, the reason why he's bringing up Macklemore and Kendrick Lamar is because you fucking brought up white rappers. So engage with the point. You brought up white rappers. You said, is it easier? You said,
I asked you a question.
You're not going to run from this. You're not going to run from this. Engage. I know you're scared. Engage. Engage. You're terrified.
Yeah, I'm so fucking scared. Oh my God. Actually,
I think that's why you're talking
freaking out, dude. I think I'm going to lock all my doors.
That's why you're interrupting so much.
But anyways, no, that was an example. I could give you 100 more questions.
No, thank you. Go ahead with your question, Solid.
Yeah. The point is that it's much easier for a rapper to be successful if he's white, especially because it's seen as a black dominated genre. White men are we go, ooh, look, he's doing what the blacks do, right?
Listen, thank you for proving my point that you will argue anything on racism as long as it's anti-white.
Just real quick.
Oh my fucking God! You came up here for it.
You're fucking.
Shut up.
You brought this up.
Either you're gonna actually engage or you can just fucking run. Yes, you're so terrified because you don't know things. Anyway, go ahead, Solid.
Yeah, so the structure itself of so the social phenomenon itself of white privilege is based on a lack of a concerted campaign at a macro level to disenfranchise white people. So talking about rappers and all of that shit is where you wanted to take it, but it's really irrelevant to the conversation. Excuse me?
It was a yes or a no.
It's not pertinent
go ahead,
to the
Solid.
conversation.
It was a yes or no question.
Yeah, well, I have a yes or no question for you. Has there ever been any macro level campaign designed to disenfranchise white men based on their whiteness?
You answered a question with a question, and now you're answering another question with another question. So right there, you lost your argument. So concede and go, because you lost.
I guess
you
we're
just
two
you answered a yes or no question with a dumbass question.
Yeah, you like talking while other people are talking.
Did Mac?
He does.
Yeah,
he has impulse
terrified.
control. He does.
You guys are such little fucking
crybabies. Solid. The reason why I brought you up here and I gave you to, I thought that you could actually. I thought you could actually have a conversation with this guy, but he's so bad faith that he has no interest in actually engaging. Because while I do have a tendency to crash out, I know for a fact that you. I don't give a fuck about that. Yes, Solid is as well. Solid. He's flexing the vet card. He's flexing the vet card. Solid.
I'm the reason why you can have these. I'm the reason that you can have this conversation.
No, I am.
You're weird, bro.
Where did you deploy?
Afghanistan.
What year?
Baghdad, both places. 2 years.
Okay, Afghanistan and Baghdad. To which fobs?
Mm-hmm. What?
To which fobs?
Which forward operating base was I at? Camp Leatherneck in Afghanistan, which is right next to Kabul. And then in Baghdad, I was at the embassy. I worked for a private military contract called Triple Canopy.
You were at the embassy? That's not fighting.
I did diplomatic security for Triple Canopy as a private military contractor from March 12th, 2010.
So you did PSD, bro?
So you're going to interrupt me, and that's cool. So you're going to interrupt me when you ask me a question, and that's cool. Okay,
what a pogue.
Double standard.
What a fobbit.
And you're a fucking racist. And
no, you are.
You want to talk about one thing?
Exactly. You don't even know
Let's
what
talk about
race
one
is.
thing with Trump. Let's talk about one thing with
literally,
Trump.
you could have first and foremost, my background doesn't say anything about Trump, but you could have brought that up. You came up here to talk about race and racism. You're the one that was crying that I was racist in the comment instead of actually coming up here and debating anything. You've been crying the entire time. I'm going to say this point and then sure, we can move on. Shut up. This was a actual political review that was done by Harvard. They did a study taking a look at the history of rap and the penetration of white people within rap. And they even highlight the specific snenario that Solid brought up as far as Kendrick Lamar winning a Grammy. I'm sorry, not Kendrick Lamar, Macklemore. And Macklemore specifically highlighting the only other rap album to win Song of the Year or Record of the Year was from Andre 3000, Outkast, The Speaker Box, and Love Below, right? And so the point being that Macklemore has the album that was given a hip hop or rap album of the year, and they compare that to one of the greatest rap duos ever. One of the few rap duos to ever go diamond, but yet this adds up. They also did more conversation. They talked about Little Dicky. They did his market penetration, his campaign, all this other stuff. All that to say, the point is no. Yes, it's easier to actually get into rap and be a white rapper than it is to be a black rapper. I don't know what type of flex you thought that was.
You're not racist.
No,
so all of that proves you're not racist.
No, this has nothing to do. This was talking about white privilege. You have a tracking issue.
No,
go ahead,
you
Solid.
brought your boy up.
Go ahead, Solid.
Brought your boy up.
So the problem is people
Macklemore.
who want to argue these things don't understand it at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
don't understand.
They don't. They haven't taken.
Intelligent.
Yep.
Listen,
what's
your IQ?
He's gonna keep interrupting Solid.
What happens if we just let the crash out go on for about a minute?
What's your IQ?
Can we he's already gotten flagged one time because he wouldn't stop doing this.
What's your IQ?
He got flagged by TikTok because he wouldn't stop doing the shit the first time, and he knows that he's gonna get flagged again because that's why he's doing this on purpose. He's literally doing this on purpose because he knows this is the only way that he can run without actually having to run himself. He's trying to run from the conversation. Racial? That's why he won't engage. And so he's making a conscious effort to try to crash out to get the AI to kick him instead of actually standing in the paint and debating because he has nothing solid. Like literally, that's what he's doing.
Bro, you got such a narrative.
So the deal is here. I made a very specific claim about what white privilege is.
You're just sitting here having a conversation,
right?
That's
and his goal here seems to be to run away from that.
Yeah.
And all you got to do to win this argument is simply debunk what I said.
Easy. I don't even know what you said. Y'all, you talking about Kendrick Lamar and fucking Macklemore.
Would you like
right
to
now,
hear what I said?
You're not even on the point. You're not even on topic.
Yeah. Would you like to hear what I said?
No, not at all.
You asked me. Exactly. He has no interest in actually debating. So at this point, now we're just going to continue to
answer my question.
At this point, what's your question, you donut?
You don't even remember.
What's your question?
What does this have to do with you being a racist?
Okay.
Yeah, we're not racist.
Yeah, so, and I'll answer directly.
That was your proof,
I'm going to answer directly. You have to stop and let me answer.
You don't gotta keep muting me.
Okay, then stop speaking and let me answer your question. So, as far as this quote unquote having to do with me being racist, it doesn't, because that's not what we were talking about. Yes, you came up and originally made the claim that I was racist, and we started to actually again, see, now you have impulse control issues. You're a racist, but
and you're
racist and you're stupid, and you don't know how things work. Anyway, like I said, the actual issue is this has nothing to do with quote unquote me being racist. You tried to set the understanding of what I believe. You started bringing up white privilege. I started to talk about white privilege. Then you negated with white privilege. No, your question was,
you asked me the definition. You said the definition of it.
Okay.
And then I told you.
Hold on one second. So if I play back what you said, are you telling me that you're not going to bring up me? You saying that I think that all white people have privilege? That's not what you said.
No, I set you up into a point because you think that white people are superior.
Did you bring up privilege?
White people are superior to black people.
No, I don't. You're stupid. You know what?
That is racism.
This is what we're going to do. You can request back up, but I'm going to finish saying what I have to say because you have issues with letting people speak. So I'm going to say what I have to say. And if you want to come back up, you can, but I'm going to finish what I'm saying because I refuse to keep arguing back and forth with an adult who swears that they're a vet, but yet you can't stop talking for 5 seconds to actually engage like an adult. So the point that I made, you try to actually have an understanding as far as what I believe. You brought up privilege, i.e. white privilege. I said, yes, all white people have privilege. You said that, do I think that white people are superior? I said, no, that's not what white privilege is. I gave you the actual parameters of white privilege. I even put it on the screen so you could see what white privilege is. And the point that I'm making is white privilege is the existence, the ability to move through society without the additional barriers or roadblocks that other people have due to their race. That does not mean white people are better. That does not mean white people have this massive, grand thing or whatever. And also it does not absolve them from hardships. And I was clear about that. But you still haven't actually locked the fuck in and told me anything about race. So. We're going to bring him back up. Let's see if he has the ability to have impulse control and engage in the conversation. Right? Really quick, W's in the chat for Cassidy for the $5 donation saying, hey, Santana, just wanted to say you're doing great. You're bringing great vibes today. I don't think so, because it's been one crash out after the other, which is perfect because I have a big interview in a few hours. I'm excited to keep up with the good work that you're doing. Love watching you and Parker and Dean's live. Thank you so much, Cassidy. Thank you for the $5 and good luck on the interview. W's in the chat for Abby for the $15 donation. And white privilege is the rap game. White privilege in the rap game is that by joining, you automatically gain a fan because you're white, because you're a white guy with anger issues. Whew, holy smokes. That was in the chat for Kimberly for the $1 donation, saying, here's $1 just to tell him to shut up. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's absolutely mad because he absolutely tried to get to the whole grifting thing. Fucking crazy. And W's in chat for Tori. What up, Tori? For the $20 super chat to say, yelling over someone doesn't make you smarter. It just makes you louder. Asking for their IQ is redundant, as IQ doesn't actually quantify intelligence, just the ability to recognize patterns. Big facts. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Keep tapping the screen, guys. 1.8 thousand people hanging out here. Look at the top. You see the word follow. You're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit the follow button. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We only got 42 new followers on the stream. I'm positive that there's more than 42 people watching that have not followed me. So please, please, please hit that follow button. Turn on notifications. If you're over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up and make sure that you give me a follow. All right. So now that I've given you the breakdown,
you literally said IQ has nothing to do with intelligence. I can't take you seriously after that. That's literally what it does, is measure your part of your intelligence, your logical reasoning, pattern recognition, problem solving, working memory. I can't take you fucking seriously.
I don't give a fuck about that. I was reading off a super chat, and I was reading off a super chat.
Bitch.
I know you came back up here to cry. You came back up here to cry. I know. Oh, big tough guy. Now this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop you back down again. You can request back up. You can request back up because again, I can tell you have impulse control issues. Now you can come back up, and what we'll do is we'll have an actual conversation. But I think that it's important that we put parameters around this fragile white man. I think it's important that we actually put guardrails around this fragile white man. And not only do I think it's important to put guardrails around this fragile white man, I think it's very important to understand that these guardrails need to be permanent. They need to be permanent. Ari, you are reading my mind. All right, so let's go ahead and get him back up here. Now, we have you loading back in. I just want to let you know what's about to happen from this point. I'm not going to mute you anymore, and I want to be able to have a conversation with you. But with this being said, since I'm not muting you anymore and we're having this conversation, I'm letting you know that you officially have a bounty. Now, since you've been completely insufferable, you've earned yourself what's called a permaban bounty. All that means is that moving forward from this conversation, I have 20 other accounts. I hear you. From this conversation, if the chat finds that you are insufferable, then you will be permanent.
Your chat's full of a bunch of racists besides the people that call you out and then you mute them.
That's fine. So
the
chat,
people that call you
just
out,
an
you
FYI, there's a $250 permaban on him. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Sorry, YouTube. It has to go through the pay links.
Exactly.
All you have to do from this point.
This is exactly
all you have to do from this point is not be insufferable. And we can actually
you literally
continue
just
this
did a
conversation.
promo for $250, bro, to promote your little
just letting you know where you are. All right, so floor is yours. Tell me why I'm racist.
I'm gonna post you on my main page, my boy.
Sure.
I don't give a fuck, bro.
Sure.
I got way more followers than you got.
Sure. Tell me why I'm racist.
No, fuck. I literally expose racism, motherfuckers like
that. Tell me what race is. Tell me what race is.
What do you mean tell you what your race is?
What is race?
Do you want me to tell you what I think your definition of race is?
No, I want you to tell me what race is.
Real definition of race is.
No, I want you to tell me what race is. I just want you to tell me what race is.
Do you want me to? Because I got to answer this correctly because you're gonna fucking mute me and then disagree with me and
I just want you to tell
all
me
this other bullshit. You're gonna have your little dog come in here and Say a whole bunch of fucking
bro. Just what is race, bro?
Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Race is your social classification.
Your social classification.
Based on, can I finish fucking speaking? See,
Okay.
see, I did that. I paused strictly just to see if you would try to interject right there.
Stop fucking crying.
I did. You paused,
But anyway,
so I was looking for clarification. Go ahead and finish.
Okay, it's your social classification based on perceived physical traits like facial features, hair type, ancestry, skin color. Am I wrong?
Yeah. I mean, you actually did a pretty decent job. Yeah, the phenotypical characteristics, the grouping. Sure. Why was race created, and who created it?
Well, that's a whole fucking could be a whole bunch of different things, my boy. I don't believe in God.
It's not true. This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with
who created
God.
it.
Yes.
God to everybody created man, but I don't believe in that.
Wait, you just acknowledged that it was but you just acknowledged that it was a social construct that's based off of phenotypical characteristics. Who created that social construct?
That's the definition of it.
Okay, so
the definition of it, yeah.
So who created the construct of the classification of those phenotypical characteristics?
God damn. Well, the Chinese did it, and I mean, dude, every single country has. What do you mean?
I'll give you.
What do you mean, bro?
I got you. Don't worry about it.
Do you do any other research outside the United States, or do you just look at it socially?
This is outside of the United States. I got you. Don't worry about it. If you don't know, I'll tell you what I'm specifically talking about. There is specifically a person that came up with the construct of race, and the concept of race was created for a specific reason. Do you know who that person was?
Slaves?
Do you know who that person was? That has nothing to do with the question. Do you know who that person was and what that reason was for creating race?
Bro, race is you're saying the construct of one person and what they said what race is. That's what you're asking me. See, I asked you very clearly at the beginning. What definition of it? No single person created race, you fucking dumbass.
There literally is. There literally is.
In Europe, in the 1700s,
there literally is a person that created
Carl Linnaeus. He grouped humans into categories based on appearance and geography. China did it in the 1600s. Europeans did it to justify slavery. 1600s to 1800s, the U.S. did it.
Sure. Wait. Go back there. So tell me about that European.
But what is that? 1700s was before the 1800s, tell me about dude.
Okay.
Before there was race classification in the United States, it was everywhere else around the country.
I didn't say in the U.S. I said Europe. I said Europe. You have to stop talking for 2 seconds to hear me.
No, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, so
you don't.
So we're talking about 1700s. Okay, European classification. Okay, what about it? Carl Linnaeus. Yeah. Or are you talking about Johann Friedrich?
No.
Blumbock.
What?
Well, Johann Friedrich Blumbock expanded everybody into 5 races in the 1700s. So what are you talking about?
I can't laugh at him because I fuck up names all the time, Solid. I can't laugh at him because I fuck up names all the time.
You asked me a fucking question, dude. It's Carl Linnaeus, bro.
Tell me about
Linnaeus,
Johann.
However the fuck you want to say it, bro.
Tell me about Johann.
He grouped humans into categories based on appearance. John Frederick Blumenbach later expanded it into 5 different races. What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? Whoa, now Cat got your fucking tongue. Huh?
Tell me about Gomez.
Give me a peck. You sitting in your fucking car all day, bro.
Tell me about Gomez.
Don't you got an Uber delivery to do? Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh.
So your question was, who invented race? Is your question? Nobody did.
Yes,
nobody
there was.
Did. No singular person.
There was.
Several people did it across the world for several different reasons.
There was. I will tell you.
You tell me who you think it was.
I will if you stop talking for 2 seconds.
Go ahead, my boy.
Race was created by Gomez Inez de Zurara. He was a chronicler for Prince Henry the Navigator. He actually created race in justification of chattel slavery.
What year was that?
It was 1452. Yep.
What's
1452. Gomez Inez de Zurara. And they actually
published. How do you spell that
look up the spelling and give it to you. Anyway,
well,
there
you're
were
literally
two,
reading it off the screen. It shouldn't be.
I'm literally not reading anything. Like if I had it
over at your monitor right there, bro. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yes,
I'm just trying to look at what you're. I'm just trying to look at what you're looking at.
Like you see this right here. I'm tracking the fucking donations for the permaband. You donate.
Good for you. Keep being fucking weird. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not look. I don't need to look at something that I know.
How much money you make off being a fucking racist?
That's what I said. I know. Anyway, shut up. Gomez Inez de Zurara, which was a chronicler for Prince Henry the Navigator. He actually he went to the Catholic Church and told them that we needed to create this based off of the fact that they came across a grouping of people that were hypersexual, they were animalistic, they were of the lower hemisphere. And so they needed to be civilized. And they published 2 papal bulls. The Catholic Church published 2 papal bulls to justify chattel slavery, giving different European nations the ability to actually engage in chattel slavery. So when I talk about
what's your source for that? What's your source for that?
The Chronicle of the Discovery and Conquering of Guinea.
So a guy who wrote a book. A guy who wrote a book.
Yeah, him and
So
Jonathan,
you don't think that history's ever been manipulated? But anyway, you're sitting here trying to centralize on a folks. So you think that Asians in Asia,
Frederick,
bro? Can you shoot this guy up in the middle? He's just making it worse, Santana. But anyway, so you think that the Chinese in the 1700s,
you didn't know anything about this,
bro? Can you shut the fuck up for 10 seconds, please, and just let me ask my one simple question?
You don't know.
So you're gonna say that the Chinese? I'm just gonna turn you down and finish my sentence. So you're gonna say that the Chinese
he knows you don't know why did you come up here without knowing it? You shouldn't be here. You don't belong here.
With Europeans at the time.
You don't belong here.
They went off narrative of what's
you're racist.
Oh, see now, yeah, just keep muting me. Yep, keep muting me instead of just answering the question.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the Asians and the Chinese enacted slavery
give me 2 seconds.
Because of some European.
Give me 2 seconds, solid.
That's what you're saying.
Can you tell me where?
That's what you're saying.
The Asians actually enslaved people based off of race.
I already just told you that, bro.
Sure.
I literally went through every period of every.
No. Give me the source as far as the slavery being being done based off of race.
Wait, word that one more time.
Give me the source that verifies that slavery that was conducted by the Asian people were done based off of race.
You want the source?
Yes, I want a source to actually prove what you're saying.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let's see. So it dates back to 1600 BC. So actually before when the fuck you're even talking about.
That's fine. Just give me the source.
Okay, but let me finish what I'm saying though.
No. I want you to give me the source before you say what you have to say.
It would take me less time to say what I'm going to say.
I don't care. I want to be able to put the source on the screen so we can look at it together. That's why I want you to give me the source first, and then once I put it on the screen, then you can start talking.
I'm trying to give it to you.
So what's the source?
I'm trying to answer your question.
What's the source?
Holy fuck.
What's the source?
Just sit here and fucking yell over me. Look up the Zhou dynasty.
Source?
Look up the Zhou dynasty, bro.
No, give me. That's not a source. Saying look this up is not a source.
Okay, the academical and historical sources: Cambridge History of Ancient China, Michael Lowe, Edward Shagnese.
Okay, perfect. One second here.
Cambridge of History, China, the daily life of ancient China, slavery in China during the former Han Dynasty, the Encyclopedia
Cambridge
Britannica.
The Cambridge History of China. That's what we're looking at. That's what you said, right?
No, I'm looking at 6 different things. I'm looking
at. Give me one source that verifies what you're saying.
Encyclopedia Britannica. That'll be your easiest one.
Okay. What's the title?
Yeah, slavery. It's literally called Encyclopedia Britannica, bro.
No.
Look up the Shang Dynasty. Shang Dynasty. Encyclopedia Britannica. Or, slavery in China during the former Han Dynasty. Or, daily life in ancient China. Or, The Cambridge history.
Yeah, okay,
of China.
so
Or
I have
comma, the
stop.
Cambridge history of China.
Stop.
You asked for my sources.
No, I just need, you're spamming random shit, and I just need one
I'm
thing to
telling
pull
you
it up.
all
So
the sources.
listen, stop. Just stop. So
It's not a singular source, bud. It's 6 different ones. Okay, it's all right.
Do you have
Giving you
one
everything
source?
that ChatGPT gave you.
Exactly, that's what he's doing. Do you have one source?
What? What?
Just please listen for half a second.
You're
Do you
using
have
Google, right?
Do you have one source that highlights that you want to actually, for me to put on the screen, that proves that the slavery that occurred was based off of race? I just need one to put on the screen.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we going with the Encyclopedia Britannica?
Anyone, I gave you a 6. I gave you a 6. I gave you a 6.
So are we going with the Encyclopedia Britannica? That's a question.
You go with whatever you want to go with, my boy. You want to go with whatever you want to go with.
Fucking God. You know
You're
what's so
trying to
funny
tell me
about
that a
all of
group of
this? Like,
people who didn't even communicate
I'm
with
trying
another-
to tell you that I just wanted to be able to put your source on the screen. Like, but you won't even, you're so insufferable, and you know that you're so cooked that you don't want to actually even do that. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. You came up here, you crashed out, you cried, you didn't prove anything except that you don't know anything, and you're just such a fragile white man. I know,
And
and
look,
it's
you're
okay.
making $250
It's
off
all
me.
good. Yeah,
And you're
it's
making
all good.
$250
And
off
now
me.
you're perma ban. Holy fuck, that guy was insufferable. Holy fuck. And Nick say, you're the only one that's angry, Santana? Sure. I'm going to send you a request. Come up here and tell me how I'm angry. And I'm muting you. I'm angry because people don't know how to be an adult and have a conversation. I'm angry because I think people should speak one at a time. I'm angry because if I say, give me a source, you rattle off 6 different things and you won't say what your specific source is. That makes me angry. Actually, yes, that makes me fucking angry. Solid, what are we doing?
Well, brother, there's a few problems here. One is user error, right? Large language models are going to kind of just find the next logical word in the sentence pattern. And so if you tell it to look for the wrong thing, it's going to find you the wrong thing, right? But your belief that the thing is all knowing, that a large language model is going to give you the right answer, is going to cause you to act like you know what you're talking about. He didn't know what he's talking about. Is it okay if I put out the actual information?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just so that we're tracking, right? The framework of race that we use today is born from Gomez de Zurara's framework of race. And yes, it is born from, it's a continuation of Johann Blumenbach's expounding on race, right? And so we do use the 5 racial models that mirror what Johann Blumenbach was using. Today, what we see is a racial stratification, right? And a lot of people leave this part out because they just don't have any knowledge base or foundation for to grasp how race works today at all, right? Now we can draw a through line from its origin to how it works today, right? But just a basic analysis of how race and racial classifications and racial stratification works today will help you arrive at these conclusions, right? But we don't start from, and that's something I think that the right does a lot. They start from the goal idea that they have, right? So they want to believe that anytime Black people call out white supremacy, they're either playing the victim or being racist themselves, right? They start there and then they build their argument, right? But an intellectually honest person would start by just learning the stuff or trying to figure out why something works the way it does or how something works. And then they would dig into the they would dig into the information itself to come up with a conclusion, even if the conclusion is not something that they enjoy, right? Even if the conclusion is not something they wanted to believe. I would not like to believe that I live in a world where, Black unemployment has never been less than twice that of their white counterparts, right? I don't enjoy believing that, but it is analytically sound. And that's the important part. Bravado, fast talking don't make up for, bad arguments.
Yeah. Also, just to be like super clear, the reason why he didn't want to actually have his source examined is because his source doesn't say what he said that it says. Of course, it didn't. It never does. Right. So just putting this on the screen, just for a moment here. Right. This is the Encyclopedia Britannica. Right. And he was saying the history of slavery. Dang it. I can't move that down. Dang it. OK, let me do this. Boom. Anyway, so this goes into the slavery when it comes to China, the Shang Dynasty. And it talks about how there was perhaps 5% of the population was enslaved. Slavery continued to be a feature of Chinese society down to the 20th century. For the most of that period, it appears that slaves were generated in the same way that they were elsewhere, including capture of war, slave raiding, and other sales of unsolvent debts. Right. So his point as far as it being based off of race or phenotypical characteristics, like this literally, this is the source that he tried to give me, but he didn't want it to actually be examined because it doesn't say what he was saying. Like that's the fucking point. This guy, Jason, says, now bring me up. I'm willing to bet this is him on one of the other accounts. Your source cooked you.
$5?
$5.
Hey, thank you for proving my point.
Okay, so
slavery
you're wrong.
Wasn't created because of
you're
race.
Wrong. I never said slavery was created because of race. That wasn't even the conversation. But thank you for coming up on one of your other accounts so I could actually block you there too. You fucking donut. You're solid. You owe me $5. So just to make sure that everyone understands, no one said slavery was created because of race. We said race was created to justify chattel slavery. He doesn't listen, and he lacks the ability to comprehend. But thank you for showing us your other account so that one can be blocked as well.
All right, it's
this guy, bro, says stop trying to spread your ignorance. Oh, what ignorance? What are you talking about? What ignorance is trying to be spread? Santana's scared. Scared of what? You guys are throwing that scared word around a lot, but like you're not actually trying to engage. Tell Gunner, I'm sending you a request. Come up here and tell me what I'm scared about. I'm muting you. Come and prove that I'm scared. Like, you guys
$2?
love throwing that around. Say it again.
You know what? I'm gonna go up to $7.
No, I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him. I don't. But regardless, like, I don't understand what they think they are actually doing. Again, my big thing is that if somehow I wanted to prove my point solid, then like I wouldn't crash out. I wouldn't like at every single instance just try to ramble and stamble and like do all this weird shit because I would want to get my point across. And you can't hear if like you can't actually stop for a second. They've been crashing out all morning. Like they've been crashing out all morning and I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Is there anything in current events that maybe may have, or maybe in the manosphere that has kind of prompted it?
I don't know. So this one guy came up, and it was definitely like a manosphere thing, right? And this is how it happened. So the one guy came up, and he started to try to talk about women, right? He was basically saying it's the women's fault that the population is on the decline because women don't want to have children, right? And so then I'm like, that's interesting. And he says, well, nobody wants a lippy woman. And I said, whoa. Did you say a lippy woman? And then he said, yeah. I said, whoa. And me stopping him, me stopping him solid from saying a lippy woman made him crash the fuck out. I mean, like F slur, an N-word. I mean, like he lost his shit because I would not let him say a lippy woman. I mean, solid, he lost it. And so
what is the deal?
I don't know. But then after he did that, like he had to get dropped because of course the AI got him. And so I started talking about how like this generation of white men and how that they are the first generation that are being told no, and they can't do what they saw their dads and their grandpa do growing up, and they're having a hard time with it. And I started talking about how there's a divide where they're either seeing that they can't do those things anymore and they're adjusting and working through those things, or they're just crashing out and losing it and doing what we've seen. And that started a 3 back-to-back crash out solid. Now, like me saying that caused them to lose their shit. Three people in a row.
Yeah, Kadunka chuds are corny, bro. I don't. Yeah. First of all, you can't say lippy woman unless you have spats on. That's the first order of business. You don't have suspenders on at all, and you say what is that? What is the resurgence of like early century misogyny? What is that? Why is this happening?
I have no fucking idea. It's the weirdest shit. All right, guys. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background?
I actually wanted to talk to you about something.
Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah. And also I disagree with the statements you have up there. And I'm just curious.
Okay. Can you give me
so what do you mean by
and then we can get into it?
All right.
Perfect.
So can you tell me what do you mean white supremacy?
Yeah, can you give me a few moments just to thank a couple of people and then we can get into it?
I blame Rockefeller.
Yeah. Just a moment.
It's fun.
W's in the chat for Tori. Tori sent a $20 super chat. Oh, I already read that one. Tori sent a $10 super chat to say, I said that I have a 135. So take your meds and sit down. Like him trying to flex IQ was a whole thing. It was the weirdest shit. These two came in prior to the kick fund. So W's in the chat for Jaden for the $5 donation. Saying thank you for all that you do. Big fan of for a long time, first time donor. Thank you so much, Jaden. Holy shit, thank you. You've helped me learn small. I'm assuming that means so much. SM so much and help me get through each day. Thank you so much, Jaden. I'm happy to see that you're here, a part of our community, and you're absolutely awesome. W's in the chat for I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm just gonna call you Chuck because I'm gonna butcher your name. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for the $2 donation. Saying Lakers in 6, Lakers in 5. Love what you do, brother. MTV needs a new spin to promote spinoff. I'm assuming you're saying to promote whiteness. So they brought the middling. I don't know what the middling is. Guest is another crybaby. Yes, he absolutely was. And these are the ones that came in for the actual kick fund. W's in the chat for Feisty for the $15 donation. Said trying that boy. W's in the chat for Amy for the $20. Say F this guest. W's in the chat for Elizabeth for the 10 to say permaban. W's in the chat for Cheyenne who sent 20. Said please get him out of here. W's in the chat for Acosto who sent $4.20. Said because this guy makes me because this guy makes me remember why I get elevated. Oof. That was in chat for Tori. Tori was like, fuck this guy completely and sent $150. Said, I hate the ignorance even more with the false flag and the fragile intelligence. Also, does Solid have pay links? Solid does have pay links. Solid has Cash Apps, Cash App Solid. Can you tell Tori what your Cash App is?
Super Solid LLC, one word.
Do you have anything outside of Cash App?
Good vibes.
Okay. Yeah, so Tori, he has Cash Apps and Good Vibes, and if you don't have a Cash App, then you can send it over to me and I'll get it to him. Debbie's in the chat for Aaron for the $7 to donate or kick fund. Say, tell the stupid guy to shut up. Debbie's in the chat for Jared for the $1 for the perma ban. Yeah, he was absolutely wrong on that. Dunn and Kruger for sure. Debbie's in the chat for Ron for the $6. Say, GIF, watch this, hashtag ban. Debbie's in the chat for Holly for the $6 donation saying, no need for a source. I'm so lucky. Everything just works out for me. Exactly. W's in the chat for 20 for the $10 donation saying permaban. W's in the chat for Daryl for the $6 say bounce this ghoul. W's in the chat for Gabriel for the $6 saying this guy sucks. W's in the chat for Big Baby say I cannot take his ass anymore. W's in the chat for Adeline for the $6 say permaban. This guy doesn't know the site. And W's in the chat for Solid for sending that money that he owes for losing that bet. W's in the chat for Nemo for the $2 donation saying, I can't afford much, but I just want to say thank you for teaching me so much every day. I appreciate all the work that you do. Nemo, thank you so much for the $2 donation. And that's a lot of money. You are appreciated so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And last but not least, W's in the chat for Kayla for the $1 donation saying, I just wanted to come up and ask if I can get my main oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. I can get that taken care of for you. W's in the chat for Kayla for the $1. Guys, if anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right. Ewan, you said that you disagree with things on the background and you
yes.
You want
I'm just also curious about what do you mean white supremacy? What's that?
Yeah,
in your eyes.
White women don't care about white supremacy. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah. Why?
What state do you live in?
NC.
You live in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Really? How long have you been in North Carolina?
For my whole life. Why?
Really? Interesting. So, what do you think is going to happen Thursday at Pick 19?
Why are you asking?
Because I want to know. What do you think is going to happen Thursday at Pick 19?
9/11 Part 2? I don't know.
Oh, okay. What do you think about the hurricanes?
The hurricanes? In what state?
Got it. Hey, have you ever been to Greensboro?
Okay, like, can we do the debate? Like, can we stop with the guess who? Like, come on, let's do the debate.
There's this great Italian restaurant in Greensboro where, like, it's Michael Jordan's favorite Italian restaurant in Greensboro. I've been there a couple of times. I really enjoy it. Hey, I'm from South Carolina, right? And I've spent a lot of time in North Carolina. And it's super interesting that you picked North Carolina, but yet you don't know anything about North Carolina. Like the Panthers picking number 19 in this week's draft, or the Carolina Hurricanes is like a massive deal in North Carolina because they are a winning team. So like, if you're going to come up here and lie about where you live and where you're from, at least pick a different state. No. You tried it. He picked the wrong state to lie about. He picked the wrong state to lie about. I don't know. 8 playoff berths in 8 years. Yeah, the Hurricanes are fucking on fire. I was looking at this this actual breakdown, and it talked about the difference between like the Hurricanes, the Hornets, and the Panthers. And the Hurricanes have been on their shit. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a Trump supporter, if you are a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Yeah, he might not be into sports. I agree. He might not be into sports. But the thing is, in North Carolina, you cannot be into sports and know those actual teams because it's such a prevalent part of the state. Like I'm not even saying that I hold him responsible for all of those other things, but when you talk about certain states and you talk about the presence of a professional team, like there are certain states where you can talk about like New York, right? And yes, like the Knicks are a really big deal and they're super intricate to New York, but like there's so many other things that are encompassed when it comes to New York. But North Carolina, whether it's college basketball with Duke, from North Carolina to Winston-Salem, right? For football, for the Panthers, basketball of the Hornets to the Bobcats to the Hornets, like the sports in North Carolina is a huge fucking deal. So even if you're not a sports fan, there's no way you can be in North Carolina. And that's why I said, how long have you been living in North Carolina? There's no way you can live in North Carolina your entire life and not know any of those things. That's just not possible. Anyway, only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Debbie's in chat for Jocelyn, who sent a $5 donation, say this is why CRT should be mandated in high school. Going to an HBCU, Fayetteville State University, I know that's right, was the best thing that ever happened to me. It sent me on a journey of deconstruction. Perhaps America would view white supremacy as a big, I'll call it a pile of poopy in the future. If mandatory, what do you say? I think that there is not only an absolute need for understanding like what these things mean, but the actual impacts of like white supremacy and like all of it. I think that people tend to see solid. You tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think like especially people who come up and they crash out about this, right? When they see words like white supremacy, or they see people talking about white privilege or anything like that, they feel personally attacked, right? Even this prompt, the white women don't care about white supremacy point, people who come up to talk about that, they feel personally attacked. And so since they feel personally attacked, they can't take the time to step outside of themselves and like even look at the bigger picture and deal with the reality, because they want to like be so hyper fixated on, oh, it's not me. I have to prove that it's not me.
Yeah. The funny thing about whiteness is that it's like the sociological baseline. And so it becomes a part of one's core identity without, and the socialization process of white people doesn't allow them to recognize their whiteness as like a identifying marker. So there's this cognitive dissonance there where it's like, I'm part of this racial group that is clearly the dominant racial group, has a majority of control of resources, but also has this really nasty history and maybe playing a part in like the oppression of millions of people. So, you know, I'm on this team, but I don't want to admit that I'm on this team. But if you call attention to the idea that I'm part of this team, it's going to make me very angry because I think I'm a great person. But, you know, how do I reconcile these conflicting ideas? And I think the cognitive dissonance causes like a lot of anger. So yes, in short, yes, they do take it very personally. And I think that gets in the way of the actual analysis.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I am. I did.
Yes. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, I disagree. I'm not a Trump supporter.
Okay. I don't know if you're listening in the background or have an echo or whatever.
Oh, let me fix it. There you go.
Okay. Perfect. What do you disagree with on the background where you'd like to start?
Epstein. It's pretty cool. Like, why do you hate him?
What country are you from?
I'm from the main country.
I felt like you were
Number
about
one
to get
country.
ready to actually slur, and like I have no interest in that. Also, for you to say Epstein, it's pretty cool. Why you hit him? Like that's a weird statement. So I just got you up out of here. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. I'm looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Hi, Mary. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background? Okay. I'll drop you down. Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell is going on. Apparently, we're somehow landing up in like the Europe server or some shit. I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of Europeans who are like feeling really fashy this morning. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm not with it though. Like I'm legitimately not with it. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. America does not care. And when I say America does not care, I'm specifically talking about Republicans. Republicans, they don't care about the Epstein survivors. Not only do they not care about the Epstein survivors, but they don't care about anything. Honestly, they don't care about women, children, the environment, health, safety. Like they don't care about shit, right? But then moderate Democrats, they're no better. Right. If you're someone that deems yourself to be a quote unquote moderate Democrat, someone just requested in my chat says, Jeffrey Epstein, you can fuck off. There's no way I would let you up here. Like, I'm so confused why you would think that you can request in my actual live and you think that I'm going to platform you. You can just leave. You can just leave. Anyway, people who are moderate Democrats, some people who think that you need to. All right, I appreciate you, bro. Anything you want to say before you go?
Thanks for having me up, man. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely, I appreciate you. People who would consider themselves to be moderate Democrats, anyone that's in the middle, you're the problem. White men, you guys don't care about anything but power. That's a fact. White women, you don't care about white supremacy. And last but not least, if you are BLAGA or FBA, you're anti-black as fuck. You don't care about black people. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
Yeah, both.
Okay. Which point do you disagree with the most where you like to start?
Well, now I can't really see the screen. It's like in a little, I don't know how that happened, but
it's because of like when the panel, when you're down in the chat, it looks different, but when you come up, it like shifts. That's a TikTok thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So now I can't read what I was trying. It was something about
you
white
disagree
people
with the
in
point
power.
As far as white men only caring about power?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Tell me why you disagree with the point that white men only care about power.
Well, because I've never heard that before. I don't know. I don't think about power. So as a white dude.
Is that the end of your argument?
I mean, I don't really know how to argue that without kind of listening to your point first, to be completely honest with you.
Okay. The point that I'm making is that white men throughout the history of our country has shown that nothing is more important to them than power. From the coalescing of power, from creating a country where the power was consolidated with white men that own land, and looking at the 250-year history of our country, the members of Congress who quote unquote hold power, right? House, Senate, and the presidency, 90% of all of those people have been made up of white men. And then even if you take a look at them being willing to sacrifice other things in order to be able to maintain or hold on to power. Donald Trump, who is someone who tried to overthrow the United States government, who during his first term prior to COVID saw a loss of jobs, saw a rise of border crossing, saw multiple issues that led to additional problems over the next 4 years, including higher gas prices and destabilization of the housing market. And then after saying that he was coming back to run for office again, told people that he was going to raise their cost of living via a tax, which is tariffs, and was openly a racist, sexist, fascist, and classist, still received the largest amount of votes from white men, more than any other president in United States history, highlighting the fact that white men were willing to do any and everything to hold on to power, including harming themselves, which of course, since Donald Trump has returned to power, he has negatively impacted the economy in multiple ways, got us into a war, and also alienated our allies and our standing on the global stage. So the point highlights is that white men as a whole overwhelmingly care more about power than anything else, more so than the safety of the country, more than economic stability, more than their family.
All right, I have no idea how you were able to sneak Trump in there, but
oh, I wasn't sneaking. I was just giving a point of reference as far as like modern day time.
Okay. I mean, the modern day time reference was still absolutely terrible if you're talking about white men just wanting power. Yeah, of course, like men in general constantly want power. Presidents want power. People that are running the country want power. Politicians want power. Doesn't matter what their skin color is. I don't understand what statistic you decided to like pull out of your ass just now to just basically say, oh yeah, like all these white people voted for Trump, so white people must want power. That's completely ridiculous, and you know it.
Well,
why
that's not what I said, but maybe hold on. Sorry, let me clarify this. Let me clarify this point for you. Yeah, I know you want to go to black people. It's so exhausting how you guys run to the same thing. Let me make this point.
Your thing is literally about white people wanting power. Yeah,
sure.
So like,
I have something.
And it's a two-tiered system of race, so it's a conversation that's going to come up.
Sure. I mean, I'm going to have it because I know it's just that you guys don't actually engage with anything factual. You just immediately say, what about? But that's fine. To clarify, the reason why I brought up the historical view of white men voting for Donald Trump is because they saw the spot at the top of the patriarchal system threatened due to the fact that Kamala Harris, a black woman, was running in opposition of Donald Trump. And that's why. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to finish my sentence, though. I'm going to finish my sentence. And so since they saw the opposition as far as a black woman threatening their spot at the top of the patriarchal system, they showed up and voted for Donald Trump at a higher clip than any other president in U.S. history. They gave more votes. And this is not just like the Republican nomination. This is any president in United States history. And to put that in perspective, the Ronald Reagan, which I would love to show you the Ronald Reagan map if you haven't seen it, but Ronald Reagan had an almost clean, complete sweep of the country, and Donald Trump got more votes from white men than Ronald Reagan. Joseph Robinette Biden got more votes than any president in United States history, and Donald Trump still got more votes from white men than Joe Biden. So the point being is they saw their actual spot that it sits at the top of the patriarchal system in threat and jeopardy, and they showed up in a way that they've never done before.
Do you think that, I don't understand where your correlation with race comes into factor here. Is it just because Harris wasn't white? Is that where your correlation is?
How much do you understand about intersectionality?
I'd just like the answer to the question.
And this is answering your question. I think it's no, that's not it. How much do you know about intersectionality?
Nothing. Teach me, Santana. I'm
not gonna teach you,
because right now it just kind of seems like you're like, oh, Harris was black, so that's why she didn't get the presidency. She didn't get the presidency because she was a crappy candidate that nobody voted for.
And that's not true. Kamala Harris got the third most votes.
She never won a primary.
In a way,
and then the Democrat Party literally pushed her onto the stage.
That's fine. I know you want to talk about 2024 presidential election. You're wrong. You don't know things.
That's what we're talking
Holy smokes! Kamala Harris got the third most. Kamala Harris got the third most votes in United States history. You guys saying that she didn't get votes? Is fine, whatever. I don't even care about that. The point that I'm getting back to, the point that I'm getting back to is, you don't know about intersectionality. So when I talk about things like the patriarchal system, they're just words because you don't understand those things. You don't understand what it means to have that spot threatened by someone who is not a white man. So that's why you keep saying, what does that make? Now, what does that have to do with being a victim?
You're just being a victim about this. You're being like, oh, she was a black lady, so nobody wanted her, so they've all voted for Donald Trump. That's
not what I'm saying.
Not true.
That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing because you're so threatened.
Talking about race.
You're hearing that because you're so threatened. You're so threatened. You refuse to actually. Sure. Tell me how. That's fine. Listen. Wait. Seriously, I'm gonna do this because I don't normally entertain the whole, 2024 conversation, blah, blah, blah. Realistically speaking, I'll give you the floor.
It up. You're the one that brought it up, bro. Yeah, you did.
I didn't bring up Kamala Harris. I talked about the rate that white men voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 president.
Let's go, guys. Dots equal playoff teams. You can't read, by the way. Yup. They're all live, basically, guys. I think only one is taken down? Or are they all live? No, one is taken down. Suns.
And the Cavs. The two playoff teams.
Oh, the Cavs.
They're down. That's it. Other than that, all your playoff teams are live.
Downloaded. I saw that you were on, so I decided to come up here before doing one of mine.
Yeah, it's what it is that it's if some type of update or whatever, and with the actual update, it's now like I don't know if you've noticed this, but people will see like a random glitch that goes through the screen or whatever. It's a whole thing. But now, even though I honestly can't even, I can't see me. The only reason I can see me currently is because I am looking at my monitor. This is so fucking crazy. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good, dude. I've literally been dealing with live issues all freaking morning too. I get it.
All right, chat. Yeah, I know you guys can see me, but I can't see me. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna freeze again for a few moments. Just hang tight for like 30 seconds. I'm gonna completely reboot TikTok Studio, but I'm not gonna end the live. So if everybody can just hang tight, keep tapping the screen, I'll be right. Like, it's just gonna freeze for a few seconds, but it should fix it. So just give it a moment.
If you don't like the state you're living in and wherever you're at, that's not the United States, then you can do it the right way, but you can't just cheat. I feel like it's cheating almost, unless you have like an actual good reason.
It's cheating? You mean just
We're
because
not
like they get to come to the country quicker?
Yes, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, like just think about it this way, right? If the legal, if we're talking about people who paid for their children's school, K through 12, before we made it free public universities, would they be able to say the same thing?
Hold on. Can you say that again? So people,
Yeah, for people who paid for their kids' schooling, K through 12, prior to
Right.
us making it free at the point of service, public K through 12, would they be able to say the same thing?
well, that was like a countrywide. Okay, so that's like a countrywide thing you're saying. You're trying to say it's like kind of the same parallel to immigration, obviously just on a bigger scale.
Well, the point that I'm
Like,
making is that just because we're making it quicker for people or better for people in the future, right, doesn't necessarily mean that people got scammed, right, by our system in the past. Just because we made the system better for people in the future, right? We want to progress our society, right?
well, sure, I get that. Because I mean, obviously, if you're 70 years old and you went through the whole process doing it legally, and then your grandkid gets it done a lot faster than you, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean?
No,
'Cause like,
yeah,
due
like
to rule
the point
changes.
we're trying to make is that, like, yes, we made it quicker for immigrants now, and it wasn't as quick for immigrants in the past. But that's the point of
So just to kind of double back to where we were, the point that I was making is that the issue that we have is the protection of the spot at the top of the patriarchal system, and we see that actual protection exists from the way that they turned up and voted for Trump, unlike any president in United States history.
Yeah, and I was just saying how I don't really understand the correlation between, I guess, race on that one. Like, I don't get why race is a factor in your mind about that. That's where I'm confused by. And to me, it sounds like because Harris was a black woman, you're saying that more white people then voted for the white guy because the other person running was a black woman. That's where I think you're trying to say something and you're not trying to say it at the same time.
No, I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I said that, like, they showed up to protect their spot at the top of the patriarchal system. If you take a look at like the candidates that Donald Trump actually beat, right? Think about it. The only candidates to actually or Donald Trump actually beat were women, right? And then if you take a look at Kamala Harris, a black woman. And so when you talk about misogyny and misogynoir and the persistence of that throughout our society, like, those are the reasons why I'm bringing those things up. There was a good majority of people who just said that, like, they don't think women could actually be president, couldn't be leaders. They said women couldn't actually, handle foreign countries because they were emotional and all this other stuff, even though women have higher EQs than men, even though there's like studies showing that women CEOs perform better than men CEOs. Like, everything that we have as far as knowledge in our society says that women, as of now, are better leaders than men. But then when you talk about like Kamala Harris, they people who put a focus on certain things and say like, oh, I don't like her accent, that she kept changing her accent, not understanding the nuances of code switching. They talked about, well, is she black? Is she Indian? Da 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 da. Not understanding like biracial people and race is how you present to the world. And so all of those multitude of factors combining with the fact that, again, there was a threat to have a black woman who sits at the bottom of the patriarchal system upended and take the top spot. That's the reason why they came out in masses to support Trump.
Is there an actual study that shows that white men picked Trump because they didn't want a black female to be president? A
black woman? No. There's absolutely.
She's a female, right? I don't know why you just corrected woman to female.
Female what? Female giraffe, female octopus, female
obviously
canary?
A female human.
Okay, so a female human is what?
Yeah, which is what the word woman means. But
Perfect. So like female is dehumanizing because saying female is like could be anything. I didn't pivot. I just corrected you and you went off on a tantrum. And so I explained why I was correcting you.
When we're talking about humans and I say the word female,
I'm trying to let you know that that's dehumanizing. It's woman. Like it's literally just a dehumanizing term because you could be talking about female anything. I'm not saying that that was your intention. I'm just saying that it's dehumanizing just to say female. So like if you're talking about women, you can just say a woman. Like you don't have to call them quote unquote females.
Well, I say females now because everybody seems confused by what a woman is.
Yeah, like I said, you can just say woman because you're not talking about an octopus or a kangaroo or some other shit. But
This
no,
is some
as
next
far
up
as
new shit, I didn't know this.
yeah, well, the more you know. The point that I'm getting across is that looking at the trends, the historical trends, that's where we actually look at that. I mean, no, there's no exit poll that was completed to say like, hey, why was, why'd you vote for Donald Trump? But if you take a look at, again, the key indicators, there's never been a instance where any other president has outperformed the way that Donald Trump did, specifically with one key demographic. It wasn't that, oh, he, just so happened to perform at the same level or whatever for this or did better with all demographics. That's not the case. Like this one key demographic, which to be clear, right? Every single president that's ever been elected has been done so by the powering of white people, because white people are the majority of the people in the country. And so since white people are the majority of the people in the country, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat, any president would have to get a majority of the white vote in order to win. And so the point that I'm speaking to is the fact that not only did Donald Trump, unlike any other president, get a majority, like any other president get a majority of the white vote, he got the largest proportion of white men specifically to ever vote for him.
Okay. I mean, I still don't really get the correlation here when it comes to race. Like, I think you guys want there to be a correlation. And at the end of the day, she was just not a great candidate to run after Biden's shitty debate performance. Like it wasn't a good idea. They should have held like a special like primary election or something. And you guys might have gotten the results.
I don't really care about relitigating Kamala Harris. Can you tell me why white men voted to harm themselves and harm others?
I don't think that's a loaded question. I don't think they did.
What's a tariff?
We're just going to cut to the shit and say that it's a tax.
A tax on what?
On goods.
And
getting imported into the country, the American consumer.
Okay, perfect. So knowing that,
like I said, we'll cut to the shit. I'm not going to do a circle.
Yeah, no, all good. Knowing that when Donald Trump told people that he was going to lower prices via adding tariffs, how does that work?
So he was essentially trying to say that when he is imposing tariffs on these other countries, that American consumers will then pick American products. The issue with that was the American products are still being put together by, imported goods. So we ended up in this very effed up trade where the whole entire first year of his presidency, everybody was confused as to how much they can push out, and then the job market crashed because nobody's actually moving any goods, and then they can't hire employees, and then they had to lay off a bunch of people, and then the Supreme Court basically ruled
that started prior to Donald Trump implementing tariffs, though, right? You know that.
I do, and a lot of it actually has to do with the going after illegal immigrants, I've noticed, and just illegal.
No. What I'm referring to is the fact that
I'm looking at a logistical area,
No. What I'm referring to is the fact that companies, after Donald Trump won the election and he said that he was going to implement tariffs, major companies started to do a multitude of things. In some sectors, they started laying people off. and preemptive to try to ensure that they had the additional budget to cover like expenses and all this other stuff. Some companies actually forego like end of year bonuses, Christmas bonuses, and all this other stuff to have additional savings. And like one of the biggest things is majority of companies build like a additional stockpile of inventory. They actually purchase like up to 3 months of 1 quarter of inventory to be able to ride out like whatever the tariff negotiations are and all this other stuff, so they wouldn't have to directly pass on the costs immediately until like things are ironed out. So like Donald Trump, just by his presence, as far as saying like, this is what I'm going to do, shifted the market in a multitude of ways, even prior to him being in office. But once he actually got in office and he had quote unquote Liberation Day, that caused additional issues, because not only, yes, the courts strike down his tariffs and say that they were unconstitutional, but he had so much instability when it came to making like deals and determinations that, taco. And so it caused additional fluctuations. But the bigger point that I'm trying to get across is like all of these things are direct negative economic impacts. And it was all told.
Half, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
So if I'm making $1 million a year, it turns into 500,000, and that 500,000 is just going to like all those reasons you just said. Whereas I could put it back into society in numerous other ways.
Yeah, and what way would you meaningfully put it back into society? And I mean, even so, right, I think that tax system should go up over time. We're talking about for the richest Americans, millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. Yeah, it should be upwards of that 50% number. Getting down, though, obviously going down in terms of those things, right? We would probably taper it down between the 40 to 50% range. But yeah, at that level of income, you're going to be paying around that much. And that's called giving back to the society that provided for you. And is that a bad thing? No. You still have that much in a year. You're going to be fine.
But how did society give back to me?